Welcome. This is Everyday Paradoxes Tiny Truths About Becoming, a 16-part audio series based on my book. These are reflections on the quiet contradictions that shape our growth. I'm Leslie DeMello. In each episode, we'll sit with one small truth from ordinary life, where psychology meets contemplation and insight becomes practice. Let's begin. Chapter 5. Peace isn't the absence of chaos, it's the presence of trust. So, starting with the story, or rather, a fable. There's this old fable about a great storm that swept across a forest. Trees bent, branches cracked, animals ran for shelter. The wind was wild and merciless. But high up in the mountains, tucked into a small hollow in a cliff, a tiny bird sat quietly in her nest. The storm roared around her, but she didn't move. She didn't try to escape it. She didn't try to outfly it. She simply stayed, breathing, soft, anchored in trust. When the storm finally passed, the forest lay in chaos, but the little bird emerged untouched, not because the storm was gentle, but because she was. And the fable ends with a moral. Peace is not found in the stillness of the world, but in the stillness of the heart. And that's what we explore tonight. Peace isn't what happens when the storm ends. Peace is what allows you to remain yourself while the storm moves through. You can imagine a lighthouse standing at the edge of a cliff. The waves crash violently against it. Wind howls, thunder rolls. Everything around it is in chaos. The lighthouse does not try to stop the storm. It is not meant to stop the storm. It doesn't brace itself or panic or wonder why this is happening. It simply shines, steady, unmoving, rooted in its purpose. The storm crashes, but the lighthouse remains. It doesn't create calm conditions, it holds calmness within itself. It trusts its foundation. And the point is simple. The lighthouse isn't peaceful because the storm is gone. It's peaceful because it knows who it is in the middle of the storm. And this is a small glimpse of the kind of peace we are going to be learning to build tonight. Another small anecdote. A teacher once told a student, "You live in two rooms. The first room is the outside world, full of movement, unpredictability, emotions, people, deadlines, life. This room is always shifting. It doesn't promise stability. The second room is your inner world, quiet, spacious, steady. It is the place you return to when the outside becomes too loud. It is the room you restore yourself in." The student said, "But the outer room is so chaotic. How can I ever feel peaceful?" The teacher smiled and replied, "You keep trying to rearrange the outer room. That's why you're tired. Peace isn't found by fixing the first room. It is found by remembering that you can walk into the second room at any moment. And the student realized peace isn't something you wait for. Peace is something that you access. And in this event, we are going to be entering the second room together. At some point, at some point in our lives, all of us, we have believed that peace meant control. No conflict, no unexpected chaos, no emotional storms. We imagined that one day life would finally line up. Our job would be smooth, our relationships would be effortless, our emotions would be steady, and then we would feel peaceful. But real life, it mixes things differently, doesn't it? It mixes things differently and it continues to do so. People are unpredictable. Plans change. Emotions, they rise and they fall like tides. And this is what I believe for a long time. And it led me to chasing peace in people, places, things, trying to find the peaceful place, trying to find the peaceful location, trying to, or rather, following that spiritual guru, looking for that medallion, that stone that would bring me peace. Until finally I realized that peace isn't what you feel once everything quiets down. Peace is what you feel when you stop fighting what is. It's not about having a perfect life. It's about regulating your nervous system. It's trust. And the moment you stop demanding that life be calm before you can, peace becomes something you carry, not something you wait for. We all lose our peace. We may sometimes finally manage to get to that peaceful place and even stay there for some time. But we all lose our peace. We wake up peaceful until that one unexpected message throws us off. Or we feel grounded until work gets messy and we spiral. Or we promise ourselves that we'll stay calm until that time that somebody's stone touches an old wound. Or we try to control outcomes. And the more we try, the more anxious we become. It's not these moments that rob us of peace. It is our resistance to these moments that does that. So in the fable, in the metaphor and the anecdote that we started the event with, we talked about the storms being outside and the peace being inside. It's kind of we tend to outsource our peace to circumstances. We outsource our peace to the weather being fine. We outsource our peace dependent on whether it's going to rain or not. We outsource our peace to whether someone gives us praise or not. We outsource our peace to whether we are loved or not. So we tend to outsource our peace. We outsource our peace to the likes or the follows or the views we get on social media. We outsource our peace to the tone of somebody's voice. So now take a moment. And if you have your journal with you, I'm going to drop a journaling prompt. If you don't have your journal with you, perfectly fine. Just take a moment to reflect on this prompt honestly and with gentleness. With gentleness. Where in your life are you outsourcing your peace to circumstances? It could be work, it could be a relationship, it could be someone's approval, it could be the behavior of your children, or the behavior of your parents, or the behavior of your spouse, or the behavior of your colleagues. It could be your financial stability or even your productivity. We are not looking for solutions, we are looking at simply becoming aware. Where in your life are you outsourcing your peace to circumstances? And why do we need to become aware? It's simply because we cannot change what we are not aware of. So, the first step in self development, the first step in personal growth is becoming aware. Moving on. Many of us have been conditioned, many of us, I say all of us, have been conditioned to believe in this myth of calm conditions. And we often say things like, I'll be peaceful when things slow down, or the relationship settles, or my future feels clearer, or I complete this course, or I finish the mortgage on my house, or I buy a car. That's when I'll feel peaceful. But life, this beautiful, this unpredictable, this alive life, it moves like weather. And if your peace depends on perfect conditions, we'll kind of always be waiting for the day that never fully arrives. We'll always be waiting for that day that never fully arrives. Real peace is meant to be portable. It moves with us through our uncertainty, through our discomfort, through those conversations that stretch you, through those seasons where everything is changing. Peace, we have been taught or we have been conditioned to believe that peace is a reward, peace is an outcome. But peace is not a reward. Peace is a practice. Peace is a skill that anyone can learn. Peace is your relationship with your inner world. Peace is your relationship with your inner world. A practice that you all can use anytime to simply settle yourself. A simple practice. And we'll do this right now. We'll do this practice right now. And this is a very simple grounding technique you can use anytime chaos arises. And in just some time, I will talk a bit more about grounding and why grounding is important. A simple grounding technique that we can use anytime chaos arises. Let's practice it together. 4 steps. Step 1, when you notice yourself in the midst of that chaos. Step 1, pause. Stop for just 5 seconds. Let your shoulders fall. Step 2, breathe. Inhale gently through the nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Step 3, name what's true. And you can quietly say inwardly, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. This anxiety is coming over me, or this thought is moving through my head, or this is the situation that is going on around me. This is what's happening. I can be with it. I can sit with it. Name what's true. That's step three. And the simple naming, it slows down the nervous system. It tells your body, we are safe. We can stay here. And the fourth step, feel your feet. Feel your feet. Literally grounding. Notice the ground beneath you. Feel your feet. Notice the ground beneath you. Notice your body anchored in this moment. And it's a small practice, but it creates the inner conditions that peace needs. It creates that container for peace to get filled in. So, four steps: pause, breathe, name what's true, name the situation, and feel your feet. That's it. The nervous system's story. Because we always keep hearing and we always keep talking about the nervous system. Where does the nervous system fit in? This is something really simple, but it's incredibly powerful. And our body essentially has two main settings. It's almost like two different modes we switch between depending on how safe or how supported we feel in the moment. Two switches. The first switch is the sympathetic nervous system. This is our fight, flight, or freeze mode. This switches on when our brain senses danger. And danger doesn't have to be a tiger chasing you. Danger can be a difficult message that you weren't expecting. It can be the tone of someone's voice. It can be a stressful deadline, a feeling of uncertainty. This danger can also be your own overthinking. And when we are in this state, when we are in this state of danger, when this sympathetic nervous system mode gets activated, the switch gets activated, our body goes, it's not safe right now. That's the signal our body sends to the mind. It's not safe right now. And our breath gets shallow. Our shoulders tense. Our chest tightens. Our mind speeds up. And this is our system trying to protect us because it's sensing that there is a sense of danger. And then we have the other switch, the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is our rest and restore mode. Is the rest and restore switch. It is that part of the nervous system that says, I'm okay. I can slow down. It's safe. When this state is active, when this switch is on, we feel grounded. We feel steady. We feel clear. We feel connected to ourselves. We feel present. Our breath naturally deepens. Our body relaxes. Our mind softens. And we often call this the peace state or a state of peacefulness. The important part. Peace isn't about never being triggered. Peace is not about never feeling overwhelmed or anxious. It's simply this: your ability to come back, your ability to return to that parasympathetic I am okay place. Your ability to return to the I am okay place even while life is still imperfect, chaotic, noisy. Peace doesn't mean pretending you're fine. It doesn't mean bypassing your feelings. It doesn't mean shutting down what hurts. And here's the important part, it means being able to gently tell your body, I'm with you. We are safe enough right now. We can breathe through this. It's restoring safety from the inside, even when the outside hasn't changed. And that's the real skill. Not controlling life, but calming yourself within it. And the exercise that I gave above, the 4 steps, pause, breathe, name it, feel it. It's a simple 4 step process if you still haven't found that perfect thing that works for you. Because there is no one solution fits all. You've got to find what works for you. So returning to safety, flicking that switch. You're overwhelmed at work, but one breath steadies your hands. You argue with someone, but grounding your feet, it stops the spiral. You receive difficult news, and placing your hand on your heart, it helps you to stay present. Or you feel anxious, but slow exhaling, it brings your system back into balance. Peace isn't silence. Peace isn't silence. Peace is safety. And this brings me to my next journaling prompt. Talking about fight or flight, talking about your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. What situations put you into fight or flight the fastest? Sometimes it can be a message that you see. Sometimes it can be a comment that you get on a post. Sometimes it could be the tone of someone's voice. Getting pulled into flight or fight mode, there's nothing wrong with that, because this is the nature of life. This is life doing what life does, because people are unpredictable, situations are unpredictable. We as humans, this is how we react, this is how we have been programmed to react. In a way, this is how the body and the mind works. But what's more important is firstly becoming aware, and secondly, what helps you come back. What helps you come back? That's the most important. Because we get sucked into conflict, or we get sucked into those situations that activate flight or fight, and recognizing the situation, having having that technique or that mantra or that process or that exercise in place that helps you to come back, that's important. Coming back to your balance. And this could be the smallest helpers. This could be the smallest helpers. It could be a breath. It could be a pause. It could be a walk. It could be a kind sentence. What helps you come back? If you don't have a technique as yet, find a technique. There are hundreds of thousands of mindfulness techniques out there. The simplest ones, take a breath. Walking, physical activity, because walking releases those happy chemicals. They change your mood automatically. Walking is one of the best. But sometimes when you need something in an instant, maybe a mantra, maybe reminding yourself that you have a choice, that no one has the ability to dictate how you feel inside. Only you have the power to do that. Classical music for Sada. For Monami, walking in or being in nature, trees, sunshine. Yes, nature is beautiful because it's got that innate way of kind of bringing us back, of helping us to remember. Nature can do that. And now for that big word, control. Letting go of control. Because many of us try to control our way into peace. We try to control our way into peace. We plan, we predict, we micromanage, we rehearse conversations, we anticipate outcomes. All of this to avoid feeling unsafe. But control is not peace. Control is the fear of losing peace. Control is the fear of losing peace. It's like trying to calm the ocean by pressing down each wave with your hand. Trying to calm the ocean by pressing down each wave with your hand. Peace doesn't come from control. Peace comes from trust. And there's nothing wrong with planning, there's nothing wrong with predicting, there's nothing wrong with rehearsing conversations. But recognizing when you're doing it, whether it's giving you a positive or a negative benefit, that's important. So peace doesn't come from control, it comes from trust. Trusting that whatever happens, you can meet it, you can respond to it, and you can stay anchored in it. Trusting that whatever happens, you can meet it, you can respond to it, and you can stay anchored in it. Trust says, I'll relax because I know I can handle it. Not because I know exactly how it will turn out, simply because I know I can handle it. And that's where peace begins. And there's this phrase, and I think it's from a popular book. I'm not sure exactly what is the source of it. Everything is figure outable. I use this phrase as a mantra whenever I'm stuck with something, whether it's at work, whether I'm creating an event, whether I'm creating a meditation. The moment I'm stuck, I use this phrase as a mantra. Everything is figure outable. Simply saying that to myself, it resets the way I think about what I'm going about doing. Everything is figure outable. So imagine a tree in a storm. Imagine a tree in a storm. The wind is loud. The branches bend. The leaves scatter everywhere. But the tree remains. Not because the storm stops, but because the roots hold. And your peace, our peace, it works the same way. We can't stop the wind. We can't stop people from being human. We can't stop people from being people. We can't stop life from shifting because life is simply lifing. Life is doing what life does. What we can do is we can strengthen our roots. We can strengthen our roots through our breath, through our values, through our boundaries, through rest, through self trust, through inner honesty. And the storm, It simply becomes weather. It's not a threat anymore. It's just a different type of weather. And this is peace. That's something inside you that stays steady when everything around you doesn't. That is peace. Something inside you that stays steady when everything around you doesn't. We'll now go into a guided meditation. And I've titled this meditation The Stillness in the Storm. So if you're comfortable doing so, and if it is safe to do so, you can close your eyes. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly, and feel the breath moving under your hands. It's warm. It's honest. It's alive. And imagine standing at the edge of a wide landscape. The sky is shifting. The winds move. The clouds swirl. This represents the world. Busy, unpredictable, moving. Just observe it without any judgment. Simply observe all of this. And now imagine a quiet center of stillness around your body. A quiet circle of stillness around your body. A soft, steady light. This circle is your inner anchor, your nervous system's safe place, the part of you that doesn't get blown away. Feel that circle of stillness expanding, filling your chest, your shoulders, your belly. And bring to mind something that feels chaotic in your life. Bring to mind something that feels chaotic in your life. Don't dive into it. Just place it at the edge of your circle. Place it at the edge of your circle. And say in your mind, this is what's happening. I can be with it. Feel your breath deepen. Feel the storm, the chaos lose its power. Feel the storm, the chaos lose its power as you stand rooted inside it. With each exhale, imagine roots growing from your feet into the earth. Strong, steady, holding you. Nothing outside needs to change for your breath to soften. Nothing outside needs to change for your body to slow down. Nothing outside needs to change for your center to hold. And now place both hands on your heart. And whisper, I trust myself to meet what comes. I trust myself to meet what comes. And if you wish, you can let that phrase become your grounding. And slowly start to bring your awareness back. Notice your breath, the air as it moves in and out of your nostrils. Notice your hands, your feet, and when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can open your eyes. Maybe peace isn't what arrives after life becomes easy. Maybe peace is what allows you to live fully while life is still uncertain. And in this event, you practice something profound. The art of staying steady without needing the world to be steady. Peace isn't something that we earn. It's something we return to breath by breath, moment by moment. We don't need perfect conditions. We don't need certainty. We only need trust. Trust in our capacity to meet whatever comes. Trust in our ability to come back to ourselves. Trust in our inner anchor that's always available, that's always returning us home. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your breath. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your softness. And may peace travel with you into everything that waits beyond this moment. Thank you for listening. This has been Everyday Paradoxes, Tiny Truths About Becoming. Before you move on, you might sit quietly with these questions. What did I recognize in myself today? Where is this paradox quietly at work in my life? And what is one small shift I'm being invited toward. Becoming rarely announces itself. It unfolds in awareness, in small recognitions, in the gentle courage to see clearly. This series is based on my book Everyday Paradoxes Tiny Truths About Becoming. It's a reflective guide meant to be read slowly, not for answers, but for insights that deepen with time. You'll find the reflection questions in the description along with details about the book. If this conversation resonated, you're welcome to like, share, or subscribe so these truths can reach others who may need them. Until next time, stay present, stay curious, and keep becoming.